Yeah. So celebrating Adi, today's program, we will have Karen read out the life of Adi briefly, and then we have videos on Adi. Three of them I picked up, and they are interesting stories how Adi relates to Baba and other, which I felt very nice to hear with all your company. And there is one song which Adi composed the lyrics, and Joe Stewart he played it. So we will hear that song, and we will have people to share their own stories related to Adi in their lives, encountering him or otherwise. But that we will pace it as we have time at the end. So Jai Baba all, Karin, it's up to
Jay
you now.
Baba. So I'm just going to give a bio of Adi, but I'm going to start with what Baba said about him. You all know about him, nothing more to be said about him. He has been with me for the last 30 years. Adi K. Irani was born on September 4th, 1903, in Ahmednagar, India. His parents were Kaikhushru Sarosh Irani and Gulmai Irani. His brother was Rustom, his sisters Piroja and Dolly. His cousin Sarosh also became a devout follower of Baba. They lived in a compound in Ahmednagar known as Kushru Quarters, later known of as the Trust Compound. Adi first met Baba in 1921 when he was 18 years old through his mother Gulmai. Adi was one of Baba's earliest Mandali members. In 1921, Adi fell seriously ill with a high fever. Upasni Maharaj treated Adi with quinine tablets. Baba would also visit Adi every day, inquire about his health, offer Adi water, and walk back and forth with him. Adi recovered sooner than expected and never forgot the loving care that Baba had expressed to him at the time. Adi thought, my mother's or father's love is like a small pond when compared to Baba's, which is like an ocean. It is better I seek the love of the ocean. Adi attended Deccan College in Pune, where he majored in business. Baba told Adi to remember that the chief duty of your life is to think of me, but he made an exception for Adi for study time. When Baba stayed on Ferguson Road in Pune, 1922, Adi would visit him there after college. After a while, Adi was so taken by Baba, he decided that he would leave college and join the Mandali. In 1922, Adi went along with Baba and the other men Mandali to Bombay, where Baba established Manzil Imam Ashram. So you can see just how long Adi was with Baba from the very beginning. One day, Baba walked alone with Adi. He asked Adi, do you know who I am? I know that you are the chief disciple of Upasni Maharaj, Adi replied. More than that, I do not know. Baba said, I will not tell you who I am today, but you will definitely come to know, and you will see that your name is made known all over the world. Your future has deep significance in my work. With my love and your obedience of my instructions, you will prove to be a fit instrument for my work. Later, Baba added, I will make you like Vivekananda. Ramakrishna gave Vivekananda the power to speak for him. Adi was overcome with joy and began thinking of joining Baba permanently. In 1930, Adi was also staying in Nasik at his brother Rustom's home. On one occasion, while Meher Baba was in seclusion, he called Adi and told him, what I have done for you, I have done for none. What I have done for you, you have a deep connection with me. On March 24th, 1932, Adi shared a cabin with Baba. They sailed from Bombay to England, and there were six that went along with Baba to Europe and the US. There were also six others at that time that went off to China. So Adi accompanied them to the Devonshire retreat in England. Then Adi returned to India as had been planned. He traveled again with Baba during Baba's visit to California in December 1934 through January 1935. Baba then, his last trip with him to Europe in the 30s was when Baba traveled to Cannes in France, but he was not on the ship with them. Adi's job was to, with Baidul, to bring Mohammed the Must to France to meet Baba and the group in Cannes. They had a very difficult time traveling with Mohammed. Adi's father was the owner of Meherabad. He had purchased it in 21. Baba wanted to own Meherabad, but it was belonging to Adi's father, Kaikhushru. But on March 4th, 1936, Adi informed Baba that his father had transferred the entire Meherabad property to Baba out of his love for him. Adi's father wrote on the deed, I hereby transfer this property for Meher Baba out of my love for him. In 1938, when Baba left on the Blue Bus tours, Adi was unable to, the people there, it was Norina, Elizabeth, Chanji, they were unable to continue publishing the Meher Baba journals. So Adi was the one, since he was in Ahmednagar, who continued to publish them until the end of the Meher Baba journals in 1942. His office became the headquarters through which all correspondence to Baba was redirected. In 1943, Baba named Padri, Pendu, Adi, and Vishnu the four pillars of Meherabad. When Chanji passed away, Adi became Baba's secretary. He was adept at reading Baba's alphabet boards. From a small outline, he could communicate Baba's thoughts. He lived at Kushru quarters where he had his office. Adi also drove for Baba, including driving others to Meherabad or Meherazad to see Baba. A few days before Adi's father passed away, Adi was surprised to find flowers strewn on his bed when he went to sleep that night. The next night again, his bed was covered with flowers. On the third night, he waited, and when he caught one of the servants in the act, he demanded to know who was doing such a thing. The servant told him it was no other than his father. Adi confronted his father the next morning, and the father admitted that he did it. Adi said, but why? And Kaikhushru, his father, said, all these years you have been telling me how great Baba is, how he's like Zoroaster, our prophet. I didn't believe you and tried to thwart you in your efforts to serve him. But now I know you were right all along, and I ask your forgiveness. I wish to honor and worship your love for Baba. You and your mother were right, Adi. Baba is God. And his father folded his hands to a picture of Baba kept on the wall opposite his bed. Adi burst out weeping and fell into his father's arms. His father died on October 7th, 1945. Adi was one of the 16 men who accompanied Baba on the New Life in 1949. But when it was time to choose different plans, Adi went back to Ahmednagar to continue his work there. He published 34 New Life circulars, and then after the New Life, he published 67 life circulars. So he was quite busy with all the work he was doing. In 1952, Adi and his mother Gulmai met Baba at Meherabad. Baba instructed Adi to have his cousin Sarosh continue to pay for the safety deposit box in Bombay, where Baba had stored the manuscript of the book. The whereabouts of the book are still unknown. So I talked about in 1932 and 34 when he went to Europe with Baba and the US. He resumed traveling with Baba in 1952. He accompanied Baba on his first visit to the Meher Spiritual Center, along with Dr. Nilu, Meherji, and Sarosh. During this visit, he stayed at Baba's house on the center. Francis Brabazon and Ivy Deuce, two of Baba's close ones and members of Sufism, came to the center during Baba's first visit there. Baba asked Adi to read up on Sufism, and he asked Adi to give a name for the order. Adi came back with the name Sufism Reoriented, which Baba liked. Adi then was instructed by Baba and given the points for to write the charter for Sufism Reoriented. That was done during that 1952 trip. Then the accident occurred, and when that happened, Adi had been in the third car and driven out to Meherabad because they were going to meet the other cars. But then that happened. So they got in the car when they learned about the accident, and they were Ojai, California, drove right back to Prague to be there to help. And Adi helped throughout the rest of the journey and recovery period. In 1956, Adi again traveled with Baba to the West and was at the big dinner at the Delmonico Hotel. And at that time, he was too shy to speak, he thought. But Baba asked him to be his representative at a news conference in New York City, and Adi was perfect. Again, Adi stayed at the Meher Center. Then they went back to Ojai and the San Francisco Bay Area. Adi spoke regularly. He became a trustee in 1959 when the trust was formed. January 31st, 1969, Gindi arrived at Adi's office in Ahmednagar to go to Meherabad and attend to Baba. Gindi had a heart attack in Adi's office, but didn't tell anyone. Together, Adi and Gindi drove to Meherabad, but by the time they arrived, because Gindi had been so ill, Baba had already passed away. As soon as Adi returned to his office at Kaikhushru quarters, he immediately made the necessary phone calls. No messages were sent out to the world until 2 p.m. The Mandali were hoping Baba would revive, but Adi was at his desk for 48 hours, continuously eating his meals there. He dozed a little, but then the phone would ring. Here's a copy of the telegram Adi's office sent to all the centers and lovers throughout the world. Avatar Meher Baba dropped his physical body at 12 noon, January 31st, to live eternally in the hearts of all his lovers. After 1969, Adi made several speaking tours in the US throughout India. Adi came to the US in 1970, 1977, and 1979. In 1970, Adi and Meherji went to the Meher Center. They traveled to Southern California. He reminisced at Ojai with Agnes Barron and was the speaker at the LA Sahavas. When he came in 1979, he spoke nightly at the Meher Center, gave personal interviews, and also traveled throughout the US. When pilgrims would come to Meherabad, he spoke weekly at the Avatar Meher Baba Center, and one of his main themes was conviction for Baba. and he spoke of and recited couplets of Persian poets like Hafez, Jigar, and Kabir, quite well known. Um, in February of 1980, Adi left for Guntur in Andhra Pradesh to inaugurate a new Meher Baba Center with three Westerners, Steve Berry, Robert Dreyfus, and Jack Small. On Saturday, they arrived for a weekend program. Adi was scheduled as the principal guest speaker. 500 people attended. It was successful. But on Monday evening, March 3rd, they went to bed early because they were due to leave the hotel the following morning at 5 for their train. Adi woke up at about 3 a.m. that morning and complained of breathing difficulty, vomiting, and discomfort. They called for a doctor. Adi passed away from a heart attack. His last word uttered was Baba. So, by Erich's request, they drove Adi back to Meherabad, a 650-mile journey, which took them 22 hours. They had Adi's body with ice, and when they arrived, the Mandali were waiting for them to return from the drive, and Adi was buried at the men's cemetery at Lower Meherabad. The following cable was sent to the world, Baba lovers. Adi Sr., beloved secretary disciple of Avatar Meher Baba, passed away of a heart attack on fourth morning in Guntur, Andhra State, while in active service of his beloved Lord Meher Baba. Please inform concerned in your area. Okay. So I want to end with Adi's prayer that he gave out in May of 1979. He would say this before he would speak. Beloved Meher Baba, bless us all, so that in the stress and strain of our daily life and the fluctuations of our mind, we learn to relax wholly and wholeheartedly and float on the ocean of your love and call for your breath of joy, your breeze of compassion, and your wind of strength to flood into every fiber of our body, every corner of our mind, and every space of our heart, to cleanse us of all our impurity and make us worthy of your love, of your obedience, of your service, and above all, your pleasure. Jai Baba. Thank you for listening. Jai Baba.
Jay Baba Kiran. Nice. And I would like to say what you read, we will have them already in the next videos. How Adi was reflecting on some of the meetings, especially the 1970 tour of Adi to US. I have a video on that. We'll be sharing that. So, first, I want to start by sharing some stories Adi shared in 1971.
Thank you, Karen. That was beautiful as usual.
Thank you, Mikal.
Can I add something? Because I know I got the word from Elizabeth, but actually Gustaji came in 1952. And how I know is I stayed in the near cabin and I would have chats with Elizabeth, and Elizabeth says, "Oh, you're in the near cabin. That's where Gustaji stayed. He waited for Baba's clap. He was silent, of course, and it's very interesting. He's so silent that he was even left out, I mean, of knowing that he had come."
That was interesting. We will have any stories to share in between the videos I'm sharing. So if anybody wants to share, you can raise your hand.
You were going to show the video, no?
Now I will show. Yeah, I will share it.
This is almost the exact spot where this picture of my garden, as I call it, was taken of Baba. Just sitting the way you can see in the picture itself. And this was during September 1954. As I said, after the mass darshan program which took place in the town, and later on a small chota darshan was taken place where 7 to 8,000 people came and visited Baba here. This is the spot where he Before this picture was taken, Baba was giving an interview to some persons who had come from South India, and it was a very interesting interview in which who visited was an eminent man having his own position and views about spirituality, having had no faith in Baba nor recognition of him as the avatar of the age. To Baba, he was very much impressed. Along with him was an American, a follower of his, and they had an interview for quite a few minutes. And after that, of course, I requested Baba to have him photographed alone, sitting on the ground, and then he agreed to it, and then the artist Pandey was there on hand, and the picture was taken, and this picture has really become very popular all over the world. It's called My Garden picture. People may know about it as My Garden or not, but it is there. This whole entire place has been graced by Baba a number of times, and the association is of a very, very long standing, nearly I should say half a century. Baba had his original place at Meherabad, but before he went to Meherabad, he came with his disciples here and stayed for a number of days, right in the room where the office is there. At that time, I was very young and hardly realized that the place where Baba is sleeping, Baba is sitting with his very old disciples, would become a place where his work, his activities would be done over there, and it would form a place of all his correspondence passing through, going out and coming in. What is the now for this? If I may go back to 1922 and later, after Baba went and stayed at Meherabad and had opened up a school, Babajan School. Once Baba, along with nearly 100 students, came up suddenly to this house and wanted all those students to be fed. Now, my uncle, Sarosh's father, though of a very saintly character, he in the beginning was very much prejudiced against Baba, but on occasion like this, when the food was to be cooked, and he himself was an excellent cook, he undertook the work to do it, to the great surprise of us all, and executed the task of cooking so well that Baba was very pleased and happy with his service. All the students were made to sit on the back veranda of my house, this side, or the back side, and all the furniture was taken away from the place and made room for the boys to sit. And it was a great joy to, along with us, serving the students, and they all of them had a sumptuous meal. On other occasions, when the poor feeding was done, Baba used to come here, and all the arrangements were made pre-hand by us all according to instructions of Baba. And the first round was taken up by Baba, and the first dish was served by his own hand, right from the beginning of the man who sat there to the very end of the row and rows, and then the rest of the serving was done by us all and by other Baba disciples. So you see, the house, the many rooms in this house, the garden, the compound, every inch of this place has been treaded upon by Baba. I should say it is surcharged with Baba's love. It was destined to be born and built up for Baba work. This is the place where the entire records of entire correspondence, much of the correspondence that was done by Baba and he got it done, is stored here. Every time Baba used to ask me to store all the copies of the letters and all the material and the documents here, and they are there. In whatever way they could be preserved, in a poor Indian way they have been done, and they are still there. Against the handicaps of the insects and white ants, many other things, and also the money to spend over it to keep everything intact.
I have a question I'd like to ask you, Adi. There's a side of Baba's life that is very little known. You once expressed to me that when Baba used to give money and he would find and search out these very poor families incognito. This is a phase of life you once told me about that has never really been recorded.
Sarosh knows so about it. Sarosh was actually with him traveling. Sarosh was with him traveling and he knows so much about it. You see, I have the record because I had the account of the money that was distributed and it was taken down by me. It could be, I could dig it out from the older records that actually Baba took a band of his disciples along with him and looking for those poor families, the real deserving persons who needed some money to get them a lift in life. Even an amount of 500 rupees was a great fortune to be bestowed upon them, where the entire family was suffering from want of, and a very important earning member had died and they had nobody to rely upon, and the entire family was in a debt, and the debts, like even 25 rupees that was to be paid with interest for years on end, and the principal amount of a paltry sum of 25 rupees could not be paid out to such a family. Baba gave. After making all the inquiries, whether all the facts that were gathered were very truthful and honest, after gathering all the facts and being convinced that the family is really in need of that little financial aid, it was really little, but it gave a great lift, a sum like 1,000 rupees or 500 rupees to a villager. I mean, that was given as many years ago, which would amount to many thousand rupees today. That was a great aid and help.
Were you present during any of the times that Baba...
I was not actually present, but I had to share in that service by keeping the accounts and keeping the record after the whole thing was done, and Sarosh and other disciples were there with Baba.
I see. Did Baba do that often?
No, such a thing he did not do very often, but poor, by way of food or money or their necessities, it was done very much. But this was a very specific way of doing it. Visiting village after village, making specific inquiry, that really no vagabonds posed himself as a poor man and came forward and took the money away. You see, all the inquiries through the office holders in the government office holder village was made, and then the money was parted with, the money was given, and they were greatly helped.
Adi, Were you ever caught in a thunderstorm with Baba?
Now my dear friend Arvind asks me whether I was caught in a thunderstorm with Baba. I would say life with Baba has been a thunderstorm all through. There is nothing to choose between a mild or a strong thunderstorm at all. And Baba has very well expressed in his poem, the translation of which I have done, and I have headed it and called it as the horizon of love, in which Baba says that God exists everywhere. He exists in peacefulness, in calm, in a storm, in waves, and in all the unrest and the peacefulness of life. But life with Baba all along has been nothing short of a thunderstorm. It may be physical, it may be mental, it may be spiritual, as you may call it, but Baba always believed to work in a storm. I call Avatar Meher Baba as the greatest spiritual revolutionary ever born. And the beauty of it all was that he kept silent for a number of years, for 43 years, over 43 years. But the aspect of his stormy work never had either an interval or never ceased to exist. In spite of the fact that he used to be in seclusion. Can you imagine seclusion and silence both, and yet a life full of storm for all those who lived and worked, lived near him and worked for him? It's really a wonderful thing. The posterity will gather so many facts and will write a volume on everybody's life with Baba, everyone who lived with Baba and worked with him. So, the question on the part of my friend Arvind doesn't stand whether you are with Baba. He wants some actual incident where it was really a storm or a thunderstorm. But I will have to just fall back upon my old memory or the records to cull out, and offhand it is not possible for me to give an account of any specific incidents which, according to my friend Arvind, would be a thunderstorm. Ready? The presence of Baba always for me was something like a massive existence, something too great, something too big for me to understand. And yet by the tenderness of his love, I felt so near him that there was nothing out of the way for me to experience when I was in the presence of Baba. A storm of worries I would be loaded with when physically away from Baba. There would be such a great confusion in mind. Many small and big problems would be there, solved and unsolved. And the moment I approached Baba and had a look at him, and he would just ask me, what is it all about? And everything would disappear in a moment. This was an experience which I had every time that I went to Baba. Before approaching him, before going near him, it was a sort of a hell for me. A big storm, a huge burden, a massive weight over my head and mind. And I felt that I would be absolutely crushed under the weight of that worry. But the moment I went near him, it disappeared like mirage, and there was no trace of it found with me at all. This was not an experience that I had one time, a few times, But invariably, all the times that I went to Baba and felt that nothing in the world except him exists,
Begin.
my life began with Baba on the principal thought that Baba is God realized, and day is going to come that he is going to give me God realization. And when the question of the importance of the circle members which Baba explained came up, there was an additional thing which I started feeling, and it was that I should be one of the very important members in the circle. Not so much, but the most important. I think everybody who was near Baba may have felt that way. And I specifically remember when Baba was there at Pune in about 1922, and I specifically asked Baba that shall I get God realization? And Baba says, yes, there is time for it, and you have to grow. And maybe somehow I was convinced that after my age of 60 years, that this bounty of His grace is going to come upon me. But as we went on living with Baba, the importance of this God realization really faded away. And in the light of Baba's explanations, he said that of course God realization is most important, but the desire for God realization should not be there at all, because the primary condition for becoming God realized is to become desireless. And just as the importance of becoming desireless went on dawning upon me, I realized that it was absolutely futile for me to desire for God realization. And the Baba once explained that why do you want God realization for yourself? You can as well. You may better desire it for somebody else, and that will be a feather in your cap. A long way for you to have treaded the path towards God realization by wishing somebody else to get God realization. And
Baba told you this himself?
yes, yes. And then Baba says, the more you desire, the less you get it. The more you deserve, the more you get it. And the way to become deserving is not to desire it. So first try to become deserving. Just as Baba has explained in his book, God Speaks also, that do not desire for God realization. Do not thirst for God realization. I beg your pardon. Create the thirst. Do not desire water, but create the thirst, and the water will come to you. So if you create that desirelessness for God realization, the God realization will automatically come to you. This is the way how one should win over the grace of the avatar. Today, today I definitely know that none of Baba's old mandali is God realized, and they do not want to become God realized. Francis Brabazon has said, the moment he saw Baba, he felt that he has come to the end of his search. He has come to the end of his search. So, to give God realization for Baba is really just a pittance, a very small thing. He would not give it to you.
Wow, that was beautiful, amazingly beautiful. Wow, beautiful.
Video.
Wonderful, thank you.
Yeah. And if he says such things, when Adi says about God realization and what Baba said, it becomes like, for me at least, a dictum, you can now rest. for yourself.
Yeah, rest, yeah. Enjoy Baba's company and each other's company and the Mandali's movies. Yeah, just rest. Yeah, who cares? Baba cares. It's his problem, not ours. Oh, beautiful. Where did you get this? Oh,
So
beautiful.
those things happen. Like I keep searching, and these things I somewhere bookmark them or in my mind though. But
Yeah, good.
when, Betty wanted me to host the,
Yeah, you're a host
these
today.
videos.
Wonderful.
These videos were in my mind. Like, why don't I just collect which I like myself so that we all can enjoy together?
Yeah, I saw some movies that he did at that time, 71, but I didn't see this one. This is beautiful. Wow, can you put down the link so
Yeah.
I can copy and we
Yes.
look at it?
Right. I will do that as we do the next part of our meeting now. Now I have Adi in color. Surprise is this happened before that other video, which is in 1970. The next video in Myrtle Beach, and we will see that now. We will see that shortly.
Okay.
Meanwhile, I'm checking any housekeeping, so everybody's here. Okay, keep hold on, guys. So now we will see, and then the last video I will share is a song which Adi wrote as a prayer, and Joy Stewart composed, and we will see that at
Oh,
the end.
wonderful,
Yeah.
wonderful. Good program. Thank you.
To be in company of Baba. He was so quick thinking. He was always so joyous, so humorous, so childlike, so playful that any young man or woman who went in his presence, you see, did not have the least difficulty or did not have the least formality to come in his contact. He was very, very free. And even so, that respect which we had, that respect which he had created in us about himself and about his spiritual status was always there. It was very well balanced with the freedom that we had in dealing with him. At one of his old disciples' house, he used to often visit. Now the day was fixed for us to go on a foot journey 115 miles from Pune to Bombay. Very early morning at 3 o'clock he asked us to go to Baba Jan, the perfect master. Of course, Baba Jan was visited by so many other disciples every day. Early morning we went to Baba Jan and sat near him. Practically he made us keep awake the whole night. We went sat near her, and of course we bowed down to our darshan. And as instructed by Baba, we went to the house of the disciple of Baba, where all those who were to accompany Baba on a foot journey from Pune to Bombay all gathered. I was a young boy at that time, of course I felt very hungry. So Baba told me, and there was another friend of Baba who became a disciple, who was a school friend of Baba, who was an editor of the old Meher Baba journal. If you remember, if any one of you has read it, he was conducting the Meher Baba journal from 1939 to 43. He is no more today. And he became a very ardent disciple. He was a Muslim. And it was very difficult for a Muslim to believe in somebody as a saint or the perfect master or much less as the avatar who belonged to a religion other than the Muslim religion. But here was an instance, he was a school friend of Baba. Later on he became the disciple of Baba. He also accepted him as the avatar of the age. So this Dr. Ghani and I were there, both of us were there, and Baba of course asked us to get a breakfast for all the people who were there. He asked us to get some cream and bread. Dr. Ghani was a very clever and a wise man, very well up in English and Urdu and Persian languages. He had a great sense of humor. He was much older than me, and both of us went to a small shop there, a small cafe early morning, and asked him to just prepare so many plates, dishes of cream and bread, and carry it over to the house of Baba's disciple, where Baba was there, and his disciples were sitting also, to take it there. When we reached the shop, I felt very angry. That if you love me, there should be no fear in it at all. And whatever I ask you to do, you must be prepared to do. And whatever thoughts you see pass your mind, if I ask you, there should be no hesitation on your part. But still, I really could not embolden myself to tell the truth. This Dr. Ghani, another friend of mine and an old friend of Baba, he was similar. We were sailing in the same boat, both of us. It went on, and one day Baba asked us to sit near him. And then asked both of us a question, do you know who I am? I said, yes, you are a perfect master, Baba, we know. But you have been telling me lies all the time. We felt very bad about this. Do you know that I know all your thoughts? I say, I suppose so, Baba. I suppose you know all the thoughts. Then why is it that you have been telling me lies? Then Baba revealed some very old incident of my life when he had not come into my life with all the details. It was a small, I don't exactly remember what the incident was, but the incident was very, very small. But with that meticulous accuracy, you see, he revealed the whole incident, the time, the place they happened. In case of Dr. Abdul Ghani also, he did the same thing. And then he said, yes, Baba, you know everything. Now we don't have a shadow of doubt that you know everything. And we felt it so bad that both of us, you see, started weeping there. We wept for full 20 minutes, you see, everything came out. And then we gave a promise to Baba that from now onward we shall see that you never tell a lie to you. Because we are 100% convinced that even if we were to hide anything from you, conceal it, will not be possible because you know everything. One day Baba told me that not only I know your thoughts today, but if you refer to the article in the God Speaks, the Eternal Now, wherein Baba says that there is no past, there is no future, it is all the eternal now. It is this the present moment which is the real, and the reality is right here. And all what we call the past and the future, they merge into the present, and there is no such a thing as a past and future at all. But one has to have that experience of it, you see. It is only on our part something said by Baba and heard by us and believed by us. But to go to that experience, naturally one has to become Baba himself. That is apart from the point.
When did you first begin to feel that Baba was the avatar?
That's a great story again. There was no difference in my love at all. But I think a deeper reverence, an awful reverence for him grew much more than it was there when I believed him as only the perfect master.
Will Baba pass on spiritual authority like Maharaj did to...
No, that is the difference. That is the main difference between the avatar and the perfect master. You see, the perfect master always, it's very conventional that he goes on giving his charge to his chargeman. The perfect master drops his body and another becomes the perfect master, takes his place. He is also God realized. He takes up all the functions and the duties of his guru, and it goes on and on. In the case of Baba in the avataric period, it is very different at all. He has no chargeman. He does the entire work of the whole world. And it is he is the only link between God and the illusion. And perfect master, when he drops the body, he becomes completely disconnected with illusion. The avatar, when he's in body or without body, is always linked with the illusion. Is always linked with the creation. And the perfect master who does the work merely executes the plan that has been made by the avatar during his lifetime. And the avatar comes every 700 or 1000 years, every time he comes into the human form. What is it you ask?
When will there be more perfect masters then? When will there be more perfect masters?
Perfect masters are there in every generation. Even during the lifetime of Baba, there were 5 perfect masters, but they were dormant. Because the whole charge of the functioning of the world was taken up by Baba himself.
Then how will one guy will be the head of the perfect masters?
He is a perfect master. That guy is the perfect master, is the head of the other 4.
How does he get to be head?
Huh?
How does he get to be head?
Well, see, it is going on for ages like this. We do not know because it is revealed to us by Baba himself.
Right.
The explanations about this perfect master and the difference between the perfect master and the avatar is only given to us by Baba. Because I heard many discourses given by Upasri Maharaj. Nowhere has he mentioned anything about this at all. And the perfect master, when he functions into the world, Baba said that he acts. He does not directly get involved into the world for the benefit of the world. But the avatar becomes and the perfect master acts. There was another analogy Baba had given that when the perfect master works in illusion and puts his hands into illusion, is it as if he puts on gloves on both of his hands and then because he cannot stand the heat of the whole illusion, of the whole creation. But the avatar himself takes a plunge into the illusion. He does not act, but he becomes. And that is why he has to suffer tremendously. Christ has to suffer so much. Eventually he was crucified. He had to go through that suffering. Why? Because the avatar becomes and the perfect master acts.
There's a question over there. Ramakrishna Paramahansa.
Ramakrishna Paramahansa was the perfect master. Now, once I remember Baba had said, how has this meditation come into being practiced or being taken records to by human being? Baba said, once you see the population of the world was so small, the time was always hanging overhead and people had very little to do and the farming was the only profession and it was a very slow process and man was not very active and busy. So some of the people who did not have to do anything, they started doing meditation. This is the very genesis of the meditation. Meditation, really speaking, is not the way to realize oneself. It has come into being just because, as Baba says, that man had very little to do, there was so much of time on hand, he had nothing actively to do, so he takes recourse to doing something which he calls meditation within himself. For the matter of that, any subject you may take, even a subject of any educational subject, say psychology, a man takes up a subject of psychology, reads about psychology, and then he goes and thinks over it, deliberates over it, and he entertains all the thoughts and ideas pertaining to a certain subject, say psychology. That is a meditation. Meditation is a thing that man goes on thinking deliberately upon a subject, the thoughts of whom are pertaining to that specific subject. It becomes a meditation. It may be meditation on God, it may be meditation upon yourself, it may be meditation upon every educational subject, it may be meditation upon anything. Even a man who actively does certain work, supposing a man does a carpentry work and he has to produce a certain piece of furniture, he concentrates upon it. His thoughts are all there. You see, that's a meditation. That's a meditation in action both. But for a man to really think that by meditation alone he is going to realize his own self, he is going to become God realized, that is, Baba says, it's not possible at all. Because the very means and medium through which you meditate is your own mind, is your thinking power. Baba says, for God realization, that has completely to be destroyed and completely to be annihilated. It has to go away. So how is it possible with that medium to destroy itself? You cannot destroy yourself. The mind cannot destroy itself. It's the master alone. And the mind is composed of all your past impressions that keeps you away from your real self, who is nothing but God, who is nothing but Meher Baba. By doing meditation, one may have a few experiences here and there, but these experiences would come and go and they would never be stationary with you at all. Every individual comes to Baba in a different way. Some come through drugs, some come through some physical hardships, some come through having gone through a very great crisis in life. He remembers God, he comes into contact with Baba. They are in different ways, these are different approaches. Just as all the radia come and meet at a point in the center, so different human beings, according to their circumstances, according to their karma, according to their propensities, they come along. So there may be many persons like this, that through drugs they may have come. So it doesn't, you see, we cannot draw a logical conclusion that drug is the thing which is necessarily required for a person to go to Baba.
Do they have any value? Do they have any value then, you think?
What can a drug have a value in the field of God, love and God realization? I don't think it has any value at all, because love, it has just a physical effect on the your brain cells, or it may have an indirect effect on your mind. But what is mind, what is brain, what is body? When God realization and love for God is concerned, it is something far too high. You see, the Hafiz poet says, Hafiz was God realized, a very favorite poet of Baba. Baba used to have these verses recited before him. He says, Janabe Ishkara Dargah Basi Bala Taraza Klas Kasi un Astam Busat ke Jandar Asti Indara. He says, the position, the place of love is far too beyond the borderline of your intellect. One who, he alone is successful in going to the threshold of God if he carries his life in his sleeve. That means to say he does not love his life at all. He carries it in his sleeve, prepared to give up or throw it away, destroy it at any time he is asked to. He loves God, he loves Baba, he loves the avatar much more than his own life. Where is the intellect? It is far too low, it has its part to play. You see, among the family of insects, an ant may be very important. A small ant, among the family of so many small insects here, on mosquitoes and other insects, an ant may be very important. But does it hold any importance before a human being? What is the difference between an ant and a human being? Ant lives on the same earth and human being lives on but what a difference, what a vast difference. Much more the difference exists between you and I as an ordinary man, Baba is the avatar. Living as both are on the same earth, both having the same human bodies, but the difference is so vast and so great. So where is the drug? Where is the place of this drug? I do not know. Can the stimulus help you realize the illusion of your... Pardon? Perhaps drugs can help you realize the illusion that you think you are. He will have the experiences of the lower illusion. It won't give him a realization that this is the... What value would my expectation have? What value would my expectation have? And once when Baba went in the 30s to Hollywood and stayed there for 1 month, he suggested a film to be taken out of the certain material that he had given. But that didn't become possible because the film producers had their own ways of producing the film. And they went on arguing and discussing with me to delete this and delete that, and eventually I found that the whole scheme composed of the walls and books of the whole theme that Baba had given completely disappeared. So it had to be dropped.
A lot of movie actors became very interested in Baba for a short time, is that right?
Yes, they did. I think Talula Banquet was there. Mary Pickford.
Mary Pickford, Douglas Fairbanks.
Yes, Mary Pickford, Douglas Fairbanks.
What was the circumstances of their sort of falling away? I understand that they thought that Baba was going to break his silence and the Hollywood Bowl.
I do not think it was exactly that Baba wanted to break his silence, and because he did not do it, that they fell away. I do not think so.
I think it was just sort of momentary fascination.
Well, they were drawn for the moment, and I don't think we could expect more than that from them.
Were they very taken up by Baba at that time?
Yes, at that time, of course, they were almost enamored by Baba. Well, I couldn't tell you that. No, I don't think he met at that time. No.
The sound here is not so good.
The video is like that.
The meal is very beautiful, but not the sound.
Yeah, and I think it's the last 1 minute now. We'll just see whatever we can.
Okay. Can you press? Can you press on the button so we hear?
Very sincerely.
Thank you.
But somehow he was so much involved in his own things and affairs.
Taken up by Baba at that time?
Yes, at that time, of course, they were almost enamored by Baba. Well, I couldn't tell you that. No, I don't think he met at that time. No. It was much later. Gabriel Pascal had all the intention of producing Baba's film very sincerely, but somehow he was so much involved in his own things and affairs, that eventually he could not do anything at all.
Life in the world.
Of the world.
Very beautiful. Very, very beautiful. Thank you. You're going to put Joe Stewart now?
Yeah, so let's just let
Yeah.
that sound at the end I think is little off, but we could hear. I think he spoke on vast number of topics, but I liked how he says ant and us, and then how God is even more farther, and the crowd, yeah, they were like
that was great, Meher.
Yeah.
Just to hear his voice, he had such conviction in his voice. Even if he didn't know what he was saying, it was really a treat to see Adi.
Yeah, it was very much. And also to see the meal together, and the three different scenes, one outside and one in another place, and one in the eating session. Really nice. And so many people there. Wow.
So these are the two videos. Actually, the other one is a song I want to play. But anybody can say now if you want to share what you had seen from Adi.
All I can say that these videos show so much what kind of a person he was. First of all, he was so strong. He was like a big lion, so much energy in him, and so majestic when he was sitting there with all the in Meherabad with all the people around him, and he was sitting on the chair, and someone was holding the microphone for him. Wow, he was looking like a king, and really, wow, so majestic, so strong. He was bursting with strength, bursting with strength, and so much conviction and such beauty. Wow, wow, what a person. I never met him, but just to see him like that, wow. Rosalie, did you meet him?
I did. Oh, yeah. I had a private talk with him.
Yeah.
Los Angeles, and he said it was too hard on myself. And that's coming from Adi and a Virgo. Virgos they're kind of hard on themselves.
Yeah.
And anyway, I'll always remember him for that. And also, he loved children. That doesn't come out much, but there was a little boy. I think he's maybe a member of the trust now. Baba Das was his name. And one day, on Friday afternoon, Adi would give a talk. I didn't really like to hear about God Speaks, but he would sing guzzles. Adi he was a lover of God, and he would repeat those lines from the guzzle. He could just set you on fire. He had fire. And one day, Baba Das, he was only a year and a half old. He was one of the people that worked there. And and Adi took a liking to him. He loved that Baba Das. And one day, Adi is saying this guzzle, and he's I have to show you. He's like, his beautiful face and the force of when he focused on something, and he was in the middle of this fiery focus, and Baba Das toddles in, and he's naked from the waist down. He has a big sweater on and a ski hat, and all of a sudden Adi went from to yeah, he just melted him. And that's like he was like iron and butter. He had both, so. And also Baba had revealed that in a minor incarnation, he had been the wife of, who is that? There's a statue in Ahmednagar.
Shivaji.
He had been, so when Gulmai says, I'm thinking of getting Adi married, Baba, and Baba says, Adi is mine. So she didn't continue on in her search for a wife. But he was just such with a great sense of humor. When Adi started laughing, you just knew you had to laugh. He had he was just, it was just really precious. He'd go from fire to, he was just, I never missed when he talked at Nagar. I never missed, but he lit the fire for me to sing guzzles. Boy, that did it. You really thought you were missing out. So I'd love to hear Meher Kiran. I'd love to hear these guzzles.
Yeah, but he sang or he read half his poetry. See, in this talk we saw, and it was already so fiery. Whatever he said, I did not understand.
Yeah.
But you see how he sets it up, like saying horizon is something you can intellect cannot catch, and Hafiz saying those lines, and we get a glimpse like holy fire kind of warmth or whatever ignites us. But that's how much I can say.
Yeah, yeah. No, he felt the fire of that love. It was, um,
Jonathan, did you meet him? Did you meet Adi?
No, I didn't. No, only I was. It was interesting what he said about his father,
With the flowers. Yeah.
really the flowers and his appreciation of him realizing who Baba was. But there was a story that I thought it was about where where Adi talked about his conviction. And he was just so touched the way Baba, when he was young and ill, the way Baba looked after him more than his mother. I mean, he just that quality of love. And then when Upasni came in, I think it was late 30s, and that year Baba said, nobody is to celebrate my birthday. And it was that birthday that Upasni came down into Kushru quarters, went to the room and performed arti to Baba. And Adi had gotten the instruments for the arti, and he still wasn't, he was very impressed, but he still, the way I heard the story, and I'm hoping to confirm it, was when Baba announced that the Avatar Mayor Baba TJ in 1954 in Hamirpur, that from then on Adi would only refer to Baba as Avatar in any correspondence and insist on it. So I mean, we sure have the great good fortune to stand on the shoulders of such great people, and his mother chief among them. What she went through in her diary is unbelievable.
Yeah, Mayor Kiran did a zoom on her book, Gulmai's book. But the whole family there, they gave everything to Baba, and Adi gave everything to Baba. Like they left this Kushkor quarter to the trust, and wow, they gave everything. Rustom and Adi and his sister Dolly, which Baba said both of them belonged to him. And there was another sister, Franny, that I don't know much about. And Gulmai, of course, and Kaikhushru later on. Wow, the whole family, and Sarosh, although his father was against Baba throughout. So wow, this is an amazing, amazing family. And this is an amazing man. I mean, wow, what a strong.
There's a picture of Adi. It's in the 1937 birthday celebration, and he's sitting at a table in the film. And he looks up from what he's doing. Mm-hmm. And I said to Adi, Adi, when you looked up, you could have knocked a building down.
Yeah, I can believe that.
Really? He had such force with this. Yeah. He laughed.
Yeah, what an energy person. Wow.
Yeah.
Bursting. Wow.
And he was very cutting edge. He also was a homeopath. He gave out, I knew he gave out homeopathic remedies to Bob Street, who, is an incredible homeopath now. But
he gave him books.
He gave him books, and yeah. And
yeah, I remember that. Bob Street said that he started him on homeopathy, and then he sent him to Padri to learn more.
Yeah, Adi was. Oh, and it was good. Karen mentioned that date when Kaikhushru gave everything to Baba.
Yeah.
It was the same day as the day Adi passed.
Oh,
Years later, he passed on March 4th of 1980. It was the same day, so it's interesting.
interesting.
Kaikhushru gave everything to Baba, and Adi gave everything to Baba.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, and I thought the same day.
Wow.
He's born on September 4th. Exactly, it's that so many, yeah, it's very Virgo, particularly.
Yeah. Virgos in Baba are really
Yeah.
good. I'm a Virgo, and Diana is a Virgo,
Yeah.
and Marzipan is a Virgo, and Mare is a Virgo, and Buzz and Ginger, he's a Virgo, and well, who else? There's so many Virgos. Oh, and Kitty Ware is a Virgo.
Adi as a Virgo was a spectacular Virgo. I mean, because he had so much of that fire that you don't usually associate it with Virgo, but boy,
you don't.
He had it. Well, he was like a Leo Virgo.
Yeah, he was a Leo. He was
a Leo Virgo, don't doubt it.
And Kitty Davy is a Virgo, and wow, and so many Virgos in Baba's family.
That fire from Adi is like, just to hear his voice, that conviction in the voice. I mean, even the quality of the film was not great at times, but I tell you, I was happy to hear Adi's voice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you are very lucky. You got to meet so many of them. Wow.
Yeah.
You are very, very blessed. Very blessed.
But the thing is, everyone's lucky that's with Baba. And I like what Narina Nashabeli says. Even if you've been with Baba years, or those who just come from a day ago, we're all soul hounds, all circling around Baba.
Yes,
that's our life. It's not one-upmanship, because the thing is, I'm sure that at the point of the Big Bang, whatever, the creation, we all chose how ours was going to be, our path.
Yeah, we stuck to his diamond since then.
Yeah, we set our course. So to complain about your life, you're complaining about what you created.
Well, that's a beautiful picture. Going out of the own point as drops, and just attaching ourselves to Baba's diamond.
Wait a minute.
And Rosalie, I want to hear that again, what you said, like even if you're one day old.
Oh, yeah, I'll read it. I'm going to read it to you.
Yeah, Baba. You're so fortunate.
Here she comes.
I love it. And I love the whole Baba Zoom thing, because it's like the East-West gathering. I love it.
Yeah.
It's been very precious.
Yeah, thanks to Angela and Baba. Yeah, thanks to Baba and Angela.
Okay. I even draw a little soul hound.
Here, show it to me.
It's
we can't see you. We can't see
you. My little soul hound.
There you go.
You can see now. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I draw it because it's like a soul hound. It says, so we love to live. We live to die. We live to be a subject of self-reaction in use of him. We, his Eastern and Western disciples, those who have lived for him for many years, and those who have surrendered the same life to him since only a few years, all join as one devoted pack of soul hounds. to serve his work. Ow!
Jai Baba, Jai Baba. Absolutely.
So we have little time. What I would like to say, Rosalie, after you finish, I will play that video of Adi's
Oh.
prayer.
I'm finished. I'm finished.
Okay. Okay, guys. Now, last segment, we will hear Joe Stewart sing Adi's songs, which Adi wrote as a prayer, and it got composed by Joe.
Oh, Joe. Really? Joe Stewart.
Joe Stewart, yes.
Wow. He does such a perfect job at doing that.
Okay, there are some ads, but to do something now. Wait a minute.
You weren't part of it. Oh.
Organization.
Beloved Meher Baba, bless us all, bless us all. We float on your ocean of love. Carry us back home to you. Make us worthy of your obedience. Bless us all in the stress of our daily life, and in the strain, in fluctuations of our mind. Bless us to learn to relax wholly. Beloved Meher Baba, bless us all, bless us all. We float on your ocean of love. Carry us back home to you. Learn to relax wholeheartedly. We call for your breath of joy. We call for your breeze of compassion. We call for your wind of strength. Beloved Meher Baba, bless us all, bless us all. We float on your ocean of love. Carry us back home to you. Flood into every fiber of our body. Flood every corner of our mind. Flood every space of our heart, to cleanse us of all our impurity. Beloved Meher Baba, bless us all, bless us all. We float on your ocean of love. Carry us back home to you. Make us worthy of your divine love. Make us worthy of your obedience. Make us worthy of your service. And above all, make us worthy of your pleasure. Beloved Meherabad, bless us all, bless us all. We float on your ocean of love. Carry us back home to you. Carry us back home to you.
Yeah, did a good job at that. Jai Baba. Thank you very much, Meher Kiran.
Jai Baba, folks. So that brings us to the end. Now, feel free to share at the end, but I will stop the recording and we can still start sharing after this. And I would like to say Avatar Meher Baba ki Jai in honor of Baba's opportunity to have to see through Adi some of his facets and some very wonderful sharings we have had this meeting. Avatar Meher Baba ki Jai. Avatar Meher Baba ki Jai. Avatar Meher Baba ki Jai.
Jai